Live from the internet. This is your favorite #1 top-rated official unofficial Dissidia Final Fantasy podcast, The Crystal Chronicles. This is episode 37, recorded on January 10th. My name is Pierre. I am joined, as usual, by Mino and Mark. Good evening, gentlemen.
Hey, Twitchers. Hey, Dissidians. Hey, Pierre, Mino. How's everybody doing?
Good evening, Mark, Pierre, everyone on Twitch.
On Twitch.
Special shout out.
Right? I said Twitch. All right, go.
Special shout out to our Discord community.
Oh yeah.
We're growing quite the community on our little Discord channel.
Slowly. I always told Pierre and Mark regular scheduling would make the difference. I think we're slowly gaining more and more fans, which is good. But I also, I'll bring that up later in the podcast.
Someone on Twitch already saying, you have a Discord channel? Yeah, let me post the link right now.
See, they were right. The people in the Discord channel were saying we don't promote the Discord channel enough.
That is our Discord channel.
And sure enough, here we are.
So if you're listening to this after... Wait, I posted the wrong link.
I just posted it.
Yeah, go with what Mark just posted. If you are listening to this after the live recording, which, by the way, you're missing that is, live recording on twitch.tv, you can get the Discord link either in the show notes. I'll include the link on there, or you can head on to tccpodcast.com. And right under the logo, you have a whole bunch of links. It's the one before the last. So there we go. It says Discord server. So join us there. We're starting to grow quite the community. So there we go. And people are already trying like wicked commands like bang Discord in our Twitch channel. Come on, people. We're getting there. Technology and everything. It's only been 37 episodes. Give us a little time. We'll get a bot.
I don't know. We'll hire. We're doing.
Oh, that is Cheap Shot TSD Loner on Twitch. He says the community is growing, unlike Pierre's hairline. That is a cheap shot. Cheap shot. Not cool.
Ouch.
All right. We have quite the episode ahead of us, but before we get to that, I wanted to do a quick shout out to a Kickstarter that I finally received this week that I had supported. It's called the WoW Diary. It's a journal of computer game development. It's basically the whole story of how World of Warcraft was created and everybody that took part and all the challenges they met and how ugly the interface and everything was when they started. And I got that yesterday, and I'm almost like a third throughout the whole thing. So yeah, no, it's not the WoW Diary. It's actually not published by Blizzard Entertainment at all. It's published by a guy called John Statz. It's self-published. So yeah, I'm super glad to finally have that book. It's a great reading. So
I am excited because I was at a gas station the other day, and while I was there, I found a delicious favorite beverage of mine from my youth called Clearly Canadian. And this is not just a Canadian named beverage. By far, this is a Canadian created beverage from Richmond Hill, Ontario, Canada, made with spring water from either Nelson, British Columbia, Formosa, Ontario, or other Canadian springs.
We've got plenty,
anyway,
I guess.
It could be your sink. I don't know. But I'm going to pop this bad boy open. It's Wild Cherry, my favorite. Oh, look at little fizzy. That is nice. Ooh, it's tart.
This is a soda?
Yeah, it's a sparkling water beverage. All natural ingredient. You can't see because it's clear, like the water it's made from. It's kind of like the champagne of Canada.
It's just like this can of Pepsi Clear. No, wait, that lasted like
Oh,
2
man.
weeks.
It took me that entire explanation to realize why it's called Clearly Canadian. Holy crap!
Clearly,
I am not on the ball tonight.
clearly, it's Canadian.
This is this is.
All right,
Ooh.
so let's move on. In the DFFOO scene, there was a maintenance on Wednesday, which brought upon us the fourth wave of awakening, and with it came a little surprise. I didn't see it coming. I don't think it was announced by any of the data miners or anything. I was clearly not. I think I just said that. Anyway, along with Zidane's sticker pack, we got Zidane's costume.
Yes, finally.
So, was I the only one that didn't get the memo, or that came out of nowhere?
Yeah, it came out of nowhere.
No
I
idea.
didn't even hear anything from the data miners that I usually talk to. Well, we just talked about it. Ram's kind of missing in action right now.
Yeah, wherever you are, Ram, we salute you. But in more serious notes, what do you guys think about the costume?
I'm not even really sure what costume it is.
Okay,
It's when he's disguised as
Oh,
in the very
yeah,
beginning of the
yeah,
game
yeah.
when he disguises himself as one of the Pluto Knights or whatever.
Yeah,
when
well,
he
yeah, right.
at the castle.
Yeah. It's a great costume. I love it.
I still haven't bought it. Pierre, did you get it?
bought it.
I still haven't bought it because I was not expecting it, so I don't have the proper iTunes credits on my account.
Yeah, right.
Because-
I'm on the fence. I think I'll eventually break down and get it, but because of Pierre and my pact of not pulling with gems, I'm in no rush to actually run out and buy it.
Well, it's how can I say this? It's kind of a I don't want to be missing only that costume kind of thing. If I bought the tuxedo, then at that point I'm a sucker for anything that goes in. So.
That's true. But
I forgot I bought that. Yeah.
Let me point this out because there's a big thing on Discord, which is we have gotten 3 costumes within 30 days. So if they continue with this pace, I'd be spending so much money. I think it's time for me to start choosing which costumes I don't want instead of getting everything.
But
is there really any costume that you do not want?
I don't know if I'm a big fan of this Zidane costume. I don't. Dude, did you see that? Go ahead.
40. I want 40 of Eunice costumes from Final Fantasy II.
So, Mark, you have a special guest with you. Who's trying to photobomb your cam right now?
The oldest cat, Max. You say hi.
Hello, Max.
He's so nervous.
Yeah. Oh boy. Anyway, and along with the costumes, we got 4 new stickers, which I thought I was barely done with the Squall stickers, and now they brought freaking Zidane stickers. I'm trying to clear my the Cedia Point shop every so often, and I just can't get to the bottom of it. Have you guys purchased any of those stickers?
Wait, there were new stickers with this patch?
Yeah, there's Zidane stickers, like arigato and stuff like that.
Then that's a hard no for me. I barely had enough Dissidia points to get the Power Stone.
How is that
possible considering?
Because all the Squall stickers that came like a week or 2 ago, right? They drained my DP.
Okay, but again, how is that? I mean, the game gives out plenty of Dissidia points.
Just the 150 a day, right? Because I don't think I spend any of my tokens on it. That's a waste of tokens.
So anyway, he says, "Let's do this. That's great. See you." And he says, "Thank you," which I've already bought. So
nice.
That's Zidane for you. So
it's representing the French speakers. You gotta see. Look, you don't have all the Squall stickers purchased either.
No, I was working through that. That's what I said. I was working, while I have one. So I don't know. It's just an obsessive compulsive thing. to try
Oh,
and
for
get
sure.
all the stupid stickers, and then they bring more, and so yeah,
100%.
it is what it is. There's Zodiark 69's making fun of me because I only have 20 power stones. What can I say? I got so many EX and 35 CP recently. I ran out.
I wish I had 20 power stones. Let me just say that.
I think I'm at 50 something.
I have 127 armor tokens, if that's like good.
Oh, you're catching up to me.
Oh shit! I need to spend my Winter Waltz tokens before they go away in 5 hours.
They are gone in 5 hours. Selfies done in one day.
There
New
we go.
Year's.
I got higher power orbs.
Exchange is one day. Selfies one day. Token exchange for Winter Waltz is 5 hours. So as of tomorrow, we're only going to have Gilgamesh and the armor shop, of course.
So make sure you spend those tokens, people, before it's too late. However, if you're listening to this on audio, once it's been posted on Friday, well, it sucks to be you. All right. Before we move on to this week's episode, there's a special thing going on Reddit. It's the first anniversary question for Fujiwara-san. I think he's the producer. Yeah, he's the producer of DFFOO, and he's going to be answering some questions, I think, by the end of next week. Is that it? No, the deadline is on January 14. So you can go to Reddit and post your question, and if you are lucky, the man himself will be answering your question on a pre-recorded video during a live stream later this month. So if you have questions for the big man, go ahead. What would be your question, guys? If you had one question, what would it be?
I was fortunate enough. My question was actually first place the last time they did this for E3, I believe.
What was it?
Which was will Global ever catch up to JP? So that was the very first question they asked.
And the answer was yes, right?
Yes, the answer was yes. And I guess we're speeding up a bit. I don't know. We'll see. But right now on the thread, I think the last time I checked this morning, the top 3 questions were, the first one is, will we get skins for weapons?
I saw that. I thought that was lame.
Really? I upvoted that. I would love, because
you're allowed to be lame. Just so we're clear.
I think it's pretty reasonable that people want to have the appearance of certain, but that is number 1 right now by far. I think it has like 300 plus upvotes or something.
It has 309.
Nice. And then second place, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, Pierre, is will we get a infiltration report every month, just like JP, which is basically JP doesn't need data miners because every month, or actually every 2 weeks, they post on their Twitter what events are coming out, when, and how long they'll last. So
was it maybe Pierre, you remember, was it FFRK that had like a VIP newsletter?
Yeah, only the biggest spenders would get the newsletter along with a handful of gifts sent to them. So
they usually shared the information on Reddit pretty easily, but I think that makes sense. I don't know why you wouldn't do it. I mean, you're hyping your own game. I mean, you look at, we don't right now because of, we don't have any data miners working. Like, we have no idea what's coming, right?
Yeah, and that's counterproductive, I think, because when we do know what's coming, people are excited. They talk about the game. There's more activity and buzz online.
As we discussed in our Discord channel and pre-show, I started doing I dug out my old FFRK Central data mining tools, and I started playing around the FFOO game to get some information. We don't know yet when they are coming. We know which events are coming, which are Realm, Arid, and Cater. So we know that far, but it sure would be great to have more streamlined information directly from the game itself. That's for sure.
Yeah, and I don't know what the deal is because I know by anniversary Japan was having they had these reports every month telling you exactly what was coming in the month, how long it'll last, when it'll show up, and we still don't have that yet. And I don't know why. I don't know if that's a deliberate decision or they still don't know how they want to pace it in global or they just don't want to give us that information. But that's number two. And I agree that we really should get those. And I'm sure because it's number two, it will be asked, right? They'll have to answer.
They will have to provide an answer.
They will have no choice.
What's number three, Pierre? You have the thread open, right?
Oh yeah, it's right in front of me. And
I think it's on Twitch here. Commercenary says, "Are we getting a pregnant Lulu costume?"
Wow.
Yeah, but the costume is going to be for Titus, so it's going to look really awkward.
Holy crap.
Oh, goodness. Hey, everybody's got their thing.
So the third question is there a possibility that we can customize a battle team for certain events to our liking? I don't know. I think that's pretty lame too.
Yeah, I don't see. Well, I mean, whatever people want, but it seems like the first two questions are important for sure. The rest, whatever.
Another question is there any chance in the future to unequip weird word, but anyway, unequip summoning music because some people want to hear actual stage soundtrack? What the hell is wrong with these people? That is the most pressing concern for them, summoning music.
Yes.
Oh, okay, well, to be fair, I'm gonna play devil's advocate and defend them and say, so what are more pressing issues we should be asking? Because I can't think of anything, honestly, at this.
Can we do something about artifacts?
Oh, right. I think that was a question in the thread, right? Like,
yeah,
what
there
was your goal with the artifact?
Yeah,
but it was buried under like questions such as, will we ever get a guild shop? And what is your favorite moment during the first year, and what are you most excited during the second year? I mean, at this rate, what's your favorite meal is going to come before important questions.
Well, okay, so since you asked us what our individual questions would be, I think mine, just to beat a dead horse, my follow-up is to my first question is, how long are we going to take to catch up to JP? That would be my
That is
lame
one of the questions in there.
Oh, yeah? Okay, what about you, Mark and Pierre? What would you guys ask?
I love everything that's happening right now, except if we don't have an event for the next 10 days, then I'm going to be super pissed off. I'm going to have pitchforks stabbing people. Yep.
So no questions from you at all, Mark?
Mark's a happy man.
Yeah. Pierre?
No, I mean, the stuff that's already been talked about is fine. And
I would ask for the an estimate for the weapon shop.
That's a good one. I'm sure it's coming soon, though. Like they said, they always say that we'll get the same or more as JP, and they got it during Interlude, and our Interlude is coming up in a month or two top.
Interlude being the Kate Sid event, right?
Yes.
Well, most of the chapters, if you look back through the calendar, most of the chapters have fallen around the 20th. Chapter 10 was the 26th of September. Then you have 2 months. Chapter 11 was the 21st of November. And so, I mean, around the 20th, which was the Realm event, yeah, we're going to be over 2 months without a chapter event. So
I think there was a big gap between Chapter 11 and the Interlude in Japan as well.
If we are catching up to Japan, we're not going to be catching up to Japan if we keep this pace.
That's true. That's true. Because we are doing the same thing Japan is right now, right? 2 events, 2 LCs a month.
Right.
Okay. And then a chapter every other month. That's how Japan has it right now.
But I don't believe 1 second we'll ever catch up to Japan, as in we'll have the events the same time they do.
Well,
because we talk about that. I think it was last week. The Japanese players are the guinea pig of the global version.
But didn't Kingdom Hearts catch up? I was pretty sure I was told that Kingdom Hearts sprinted to catch up so that they're releasing events simultaneously.
I really wouldn't know.
Yeah. But also, I want to ask, where the hell are the GL exclusives that we were promised? They confirmed that back then, right? They said, someone asked, are we going to get any global exclusives? And they said yes.
Okay, but like what?
I have no idea because they won't tell us.
Costume.
Exclusive events, character, stickers, costumes.
Good question.
We have had some different events, right?
No. Wait, well, the holiday stuff.
Holiday stuff would be different than.
Well,
Japan,
there we go.
yes.
That was the exclusive thing. Next.
Hooray!
All right, let's move on. Mark, I think you wanted to do some shout outs.
Yeah, I've been hanging out on Twitch and on YouTube and watching people. So, a couple things, and there's lots of great streamers and everything else. Encourage you. I think Taj and Chris are streaming as we're doing this right now. You can check them out. But Chris has been doing some evaluations on Reddit. They're really good, and they've been upvoted, and that's always nice. And so he's Zerink on Reddit, and will share his evaluation of Gilgamesh. And I think he did the evaluation for Awakening Part 4, and I can share that right in the stream because Kreese is here. So hey, Kreese, and that is a wonderful. We're going to use that here. A wonderful evaluation of Awakening Part 4, and he's been doing some work with us and talking with us about that kind of stuff. So we appreciate everything you do, and if you are on Reddit, upvote him and give him a like. Also caught a new DFFOO streamer and a new player who goes by the name EID310, and I'll share his Twitch channel here. He's also on our Discord. He joined our Discord. Seems like a real nice guy. He just started playing the game, and he's been doing some streaming, and it's really interesting to watch someone new playing. He did get some decent characters. I think he has Selfie and Squall and a couple other things. So, I mean, he's not, he's caught up pretty quickly. I think when I watched him this week, he's only played 6 days, maybe. So it's interesting how quick you can catch up. So it'll be interesting to watch him if he continues to stream. So you can check him out. His Twitch channel is EID310. And we want to talk about our friend Manta, who's on Discord with us, and he's got a Twitch channel and a YouTube channel. He's been doing some streaming and work with us. So I'll share MANTA on Twitch. And I'm not going to tell you what the YouTube channel is. I'll share it. And Pierre has it in the notes. And I just shared them in the stream with us. His YouTube, Manta's YouTube, and his Twitch channel. So he's been streaming and doing some videos. So check them out. Friends of the show and good folks. So go support them and what they're doing.
I want to add on to that really quick. Kreese said last show that he would do that Gilgamesh evaluation, and he came through. Right. I was actually waiting for that, Kreese. He said he had some difficulty uploading it because the subreddit has this dumb rule where you need a certain amount of karma, and I guess he never posted before.
Oh, sure.
And yeah, so I was waiting for it, and it didn't come at first, and I was disappointed. And it showed up. I loved it. Kreese.
Yeah, great evaluation.
As someone who's known for doing the evaluations, I really, really loved it, and I got super, super jealous that it got like more upvotes than like 90% of my eval.
Well, you got some good scores for your Gilgamesh Garage thing. That was cool.
No, that wasn't me. That's some guy named Money Selgood. Completely different person.
That's completely different.
I thought you did that.
I know. Mino has 14 Reddit accounts.
I have a lot of Reddit accounts.
I am so sorry. I thought I was Mino that did that.
We're messing with you.
Yeah, he's joking.
All right, good evening, people. That was all right. Well, I'm itching for some real content, so why don't we move on to Gilgamesh event? Itching for greater fights. aka Gilgamesh, is not too sure what he's doing, where he's doing, but God help him, he'll fight whenever he can. So it introduces Gilgamesh, which has quite a weird mechanic. Well, not weird. It's actually refreshing. But he's got a mechanic where his brave and HP attacks will change um, according to the abilities you use. So, what would be your review? Your review of Gilgamesh, guys? Have you enjoyed playing him? Have you left him on the bench?
Well,
Is he
I left him on.
viable?
I want Kreese. I'll ask this while me and Mark and everyone talk about it. But Kreese did the whole eval. I want to say the gist of what I got is Kreese really wanted to redeem Gilgamesh, but came to the conclusion that he was nothing special and pretty skippable. I think that's the gist I got from his eval. But Mark, what did you think? Have you used?
Yeah, well, mine is level 5160. And I don't have his 35 CP, so you really do need his 2 weapons because Gilgamesh is all about, it's similar to Elise, I guess, in terms of you do 1 power, then you do the other power, and then you get a 3rd power, and that does massive damage. So I played around with them, and I've seen 60-60 Gilgameshes, and especially when they're buffed in his event, they do really good. But again, it is a character that takes some setup and a character that takes time, and we're just not getting those fights like that, those prolonged fights that everybody was talking about.
Yeah. To add on to that, they've been lowering the difficulty of the global events and stuff so far. So if they continue this trend, we really honestly don't need characters like Gilgamesh who are built to last.
Well,
Yeah,
aren't we actually curious about how the fight would behave, considering I think Gilgamesh EX was something else in Japan?
Oh yes, we'll get to that.
Okay.
But I know that Kreese said that in his eval that Gilgamesh can potentially like never run out of skills because once he transforms his Brave plus and his HP plus, he can just spam that. But
yeah, right.
We just if the trend continues, we really don't need these marathon characters anymore, honestly.
Yeah, Kreese is in Twitch right now in the chat, and he says, that's right, Mino, Gilgamesh is good character, but he is not better than the other Awaken characters right now. If I had the green shards, I would awaken him, but we have Pre, Shrem, Terra, and Snow also vying for green shards. So
yeah, I mean, I want to say to his credit, he's the first character to have overflow on a non-EX ability. So that's kind of cool.
That is cool. Yeah.
Again, to remind our listeners, overflow does what exactly? I think it allows you to have more bravery than your max brave, isn't it?
Yes. So when you use that ability specifically, you can go past the character's max brave temporarily.
All right. Cool. So let's move on to the banner. Which has, let's see, I close my window. It has Gilgamesh, it has Hope. Both of them have their 15 and 35 CP weapon on them, and it has Bartz as well that also has his EX weapon. Have you guys pulled on that? Have you guys got the EX? Anything special? I know on my end I got Hopes and Gilgamesh 15 and 35 CP all through tickets. I didn't get Bartz EX, and I stopped chasing it because first look at it, I thought it was a little bit lame, but go ahead.
Yeah, I used my event tickets, my Gilgamesh event tickets to draw on this and got 45 Hope weapons. So that's good. I didn't.
No, I didn't.
That quite.
Hope trolled me too. I think I threw 10 tickets.
Yeah, I did.
I got a Hope 35.
So I'm close. Without actually spending Power Stones on them, both of my Hope weapons are getting near max limit broke. So someday, Hope, your dreams will come. Can't replace your parents, but
All right.
I'm getting conflicting reports on Twitch. People are saying Gilgamesh actually does not have that overflow yet. It's a rework. If that is true, I apologize and take that back. That's on me, guys. But all right, sorry, continue.
Zodiark 69 says Hope is a useless bitch. I agree. Thank you for your input.
Holy
Zodiark
Mark,
69.
can you lay off the poor kid? He has
So-
nothing left to live for in this world.
Hey, it is what it
Mark is New Hope's daddy.
Mm.
Can we
Um,
change?
But
That's,
remember, on Discord we had a discussion this week
haven't
about
read
creating
that. Haven't
a-
read that
a
fanfic. so-
podcast drinking game, and every time that Mark would make fun of Hope, would have to take a shot. I think we'd already be drunk by now.
Oof.
So
Yeah,
Oh, Pierre, did you pull on this banner at all?
just threw tickets, and I got Hope and Gilgamesh
You
swap.
got wait. You did 2 tickets and you got 2 5-stars.
No.
Oh.
I did something like 25 tickets or something.
Oh, okay.
Anyway,
So Bartz EX is really, really fast.
I think it's okay if you're a Bartz.
Super,
if you
super
use Bartz, and I think there's just too many better options right now. But if you use Bartz, I think it's a good weapon.
It's a brave plus HP attack that like recharges every other turn.
Yeah, it lets him dump. It's the only way he gets a brave plus HP. It's the only way for him to dump. It's every other turn. Like even if you do a brave attack and an HP, like he needs it. So I think it's good for Bartz.
even
Bartz
with
is
his
a
awakening,
character.
he doesn't get an HP attack.
Nothing. Yeah, nothing.
Poor
so that's why he needs this X. So I think for Bartz, it's really, really good. But Bartz plus X is still.
Yeah, I mean.
Speaking of the co-op, which we're speaking about now,
yeah,
the weapon keeper looks like a very, very hangry, mad, dangerous beast. And looking at him, I would be pretty pissed off as well if I had all of these weapons like stuck into my flesh.
That's one way to keep weapons. I mean,
well, he's a keeper of weapons.
Ideal.
But are you really going to try and draw your sword from him? Like, oh, sorry, buddy, I need this.
Yeah.
I mean, Gilgamesh is the same way, right? He has all these weapons sticking out of his back too.
Am I the only one sad that he doesn't have a 4-star weapon call like Excalibur?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, it'll be his like EX2 or whatever the next tier of weapon will be.
It doesn't do anything, but it's really hard to get.
It doesn't do anything except it makes you cry when you pull it.
I know, it'd be so.
That
like
was
a 1-star
your
weapon.
5 stars. Sorry.
Yeah.
Anyway, so co-op, nothing super hard. I mean, if you go in with anything, you can walk right through him. So we're not going to waste any more time on that. We're already at 33 minutes on that. So let's move on to the level 100 weapon keeper, who is immune to all debuff. He generates a massive amount of brave. He has high defense and he increases his defense as well. I did not bother with that fight yet. I believe you guys have done it though, right?
You haven't bothered? How come, Pierre? You didn't want to try it?
I finished Selfie's EX like 24 hours before the event got away. So right now I'm more working on leveling up my characters and increasing my rank EPEN. That's my priority.
Got it. All right, Mark, take us through this.
Yeah, take us through this. I spent all that time working on these new Chasm and Chaos ones. I have to remember what this fight actually looked like.
Oh, you don't remember?
No, I have it written in the notes. So
okay, cool.
Yeah, it was not particularly hard, and the reason it wasn't that hard, at least, I mean, obviously this is the same issue we're talking about. If you don't have anything, it probably is very hard. But they lowered the difficulty in Japan, and are we confirmed that the stats are the same? I don't know that we know that for sure, do we?
I don't know if we know that for sure, but from what I am guessing, from what I've seen, the fight is exactly the same.
Hey guys, just one second. I just want to take a moment to say hello to the Twitchers viewing us from the Broadway Science Twitch channel. He's now hosting us, so I really want to take a second to say hello to his viewers who are now listening to us on the stream. Keep going, guys.
Hey, thanks, Broadway Saiyan.
Thank you, Broadway. I am a big fan of the Broadway Saiyan. I've collabed with him for some of his videos, as he's mentioned, and I love talking to the guy. Nicest guy you'll ever fuck.
See, Mino, we've talked about this a couple of times. When you speak, I don't know if you're on like unmute or something, but it
Oh
keeps
no.
cutting a couple of your words, and the last sentence was nicest guy you'll ever fuck. So I just want to put it out there.
Is that really?
The nicest
really?
guy.
Is that no?
Woo!
So that was at
But, okay,
35 minute
okay,
and like 30
I will-
seconds in case you want to listen to it whenever we
I
put
will.
it
I
live.
will. I will. But
It
okay,
is,
so I'll make a more conscious effort to hold the button longer. I'm gonna
Maybe
blame.
just a tiny bit because it could create some confusion.
I'm gonna blame alcohol as usual, and I'll say. So what I meant to say, obviously, is Broadway's the nicest fucking guy you'll ever meet. Seriously, it's ridiculous how great he is. Everyone should. I'm sure everyone's checked out his stuff, but I think we can throw in a link somewhere to his channel.
Yeah, I'll add it. All right,
Yes.
keep going on the level 100.
If
Right,
we
right.
had a, if
What
we
were
had
you saying, Mark?
bot, that would be super duper. We don't. So there is Broadway's channel on Twitch if you want to go, and I'll throw up YouTube here in a second. Yeah, so if you are playing that game and trying to beat Gilgamesh, so the one of the reasons we've said it's easier than perhaps it was in Japan because they dropped the required score from 200,000 to 120,000. Although I have seen several people beat that 200,000 mark, so I'm not really sure that even with the 200,000, it was that difficult. The biggest thing with the Weapon Keeper is he does keep increasing his defense. So Brave batteries and anyone like Terra that doesn't rely on actually attacking, actually who can just generate their own Brave, that's really definitely the way to go there. So that being said, I did bring Squall, and of course I brought Selfie because who wouldn't bring Selfie? And I brought who else? I think I brought Terra for this. Let me look. Yeah, I brought Squall, Selfie, Terra, Friend Squall, and I used the Friend Squall in the mobs, and I brought Bahamut. Again, I got 150,000 in. Does it say how many turns? It doesn't say how many turns. Looking on it right there, and I didn't write it in my notes here. So, yeah, I don't think it's as challenging as we were all hoping for. But again, 200,000 as GRW18 saying 200,000 in JP, but they already had Kate sit at this point. So
yeah,
They're lucky bastards.
I want to chime in here with a completely different take. I was spending a lot of time on the Discord, and we've seen the threads on Reddit, right? Some people thought that this was like the perfect difficulty. I think this might be the perfect difficulty. And there's a quote from Mark that I want to share as well, which is, hold on, it's on Discord here, pulling it up. Here we go. Macnell captured it for me. He says, the EX may seem easy for the top team composition with maximum levels and the strongest possible equipment, but it's not like everyone has those units at that power level. And if it were not considered easy for the strongest possible team to complete, then for whom? I mean, if you're that far invested to have the strongest possible meta team at the highest optimization it can be, was it not your entire objective to make this fight easier for you? How is that an unexpected result, or even worse, something to complain about? So,
touche.
Yeah, so Mark said that, and it makes so much sense because a lot of there's always those people on Discord, these pretty toxic guys who show up 30 minutes after an event drops and says, "Dead game, too easy, what the hell, Square Enix? I'm so bored." And it's like, well, if you're meta chasing that hard, what do you want? Right? And then there's been a huge variety of characters clearing this event, which I love. There a dozen plus characters reported so far who can clear it, and people have still struggled with it. People who don't have that many EXs or Selfie 35 have been struggling with it on Reddit, and a lot of people who struggle with it also with practice and time were able to clear it as well. So I honestly think this has been the perfect difficulty balance. for the community as a whole. So yeah.
But by the way, that was not me that said that quote, although it was.
Oh no!
Yeah,
I credit the wrong person.
That was Macnol.
Macnol, I am so goddamn sorry. You know, guys, I'm gonna take a back seat to this podcast. I am in no condition to host
You're doing
tonight.
great. You're doing great. We're not shattering our words yet like last week, so we're good.
Yeah.
Pierre is completely right. I am 100% color commentary for this whole podcast. So,
good job.
Does that make me like the lame guy that says hello and goodbye, like hello at the beginning and goodbye at the end?
No, you're the glue. You're the glue that holds us together, Pierre.
So,
and then
what we're trying to say is, if you're having trouble with this, join our Discord and we'll help you out.
Yeah, join the Discord. Have we mentioned our Discord enough, or because we were told we didn't mention it anyway? So let's see. So Camer Scenario on Discord says that he cleared it with a team with no EX as well. I don't know if you had mentioned that, Mark.
Yeah, well, he used the same team, or they used the same team as I did. Just with no EX, because I have Squall's EX. So,
all right,
and EX. I have lots of EXs.
So that's Gilgamesh in a nutshell. If you have problems, you can either join a Discord or you can send us an email. Oh, by the way, I fixed our email address. So it works again. It's kupo@tccpodcast.com. If you have questions or problems with the fight, you can send us an email. You can leave a comment on YouTube, Facebook, just all the social media gibberish there's all around. And if we feel like there's still questions, we will cover them next week. Let's move on to the fourth wave of Awakenings. So let's cover all of the characters one by one. As usual, I'll ask you guys what's new, and yes or no, are they worded to awaken and to invest crystals, notwithstanding all the other like characters. Like I don't want to know that you did not spend crystals on Laguna because you had already spent them on Cloud and what's his face. I just want to know, in your opinion, are they worth crystals, or is it still nothing special? So let's move on with the King of Figaro, Edgar. What's new with Edgar?
Oh,
well,
Mark,
crap!
Should I cover
we're
this?
We're gonna do it out of the order that I have.
Why? It's the first one on the list.
Oh,
I know, but I wrote that in different order. Yes, Edgar. He has a spear, and I don't have any of his weapons, but I know that his two abilities that he gets are auto. Well, he gets focus attack, but he also gets the big ones. Auto crossbow extend, which increases auto crossbow's max uses by 2, raises its potency by 10%, and lowers its action delay. Moderately raises its potency when used against machine types, 30%. Woo! Inflicts sap and to all targets for 4 turns. Then drill extend greatly raises drill's potency by 100%. Wow! And lowers its action delay. Moderately raises its potency when used against machine type targets,
so
up 30%, and improves defense down.
Let's do a TLDR of that. I think that was too many.
But before, just obviously not for me, but let's say someone listening wouldn't be exactly sure what potency is. What does it mean when it says an increased potency?
He hits stronger.
Okay, so hit more damage. Good.
Okay.
So you want me to just give you the cliff notes of that?
Yeah, probably.
Edgar does more damage, and he does more damage to machines.
Okay. Let me also. So Edgar gets AoE sap on his auto crossbow, which is amazing, by the way. I think before this point, Lilithset's the only person with sap, and for those who don't know, sap is 10% poison, 10% of your max brave, and it drains it. So Edgar gets 10% of his max brave every time the enemy goes, and he applies it AoE. We've seen this on Lilithset. I think it's an amazing move. And his drill basically doubled in damage potential. That's what he got from his awakening. Not the greatest. I mean, the sap is something. The sap is something unique. Only him and Lilith can do it. He's the only awakened character who can do it. But other than that, unless you really want to kill machines. But I'm still a big fan. I think I sank all my red crystals into him.
Yeah, if you like Edgar, if you like to kill machines, then why not? And you have his stuff, obviously.
All right. So, yes or no? Will you guys be? Well, Mark, we know you won't because you don't have any of his gear. Mino?
I haven't met anybody.
Spoiler alert, I awakened every single person in this wave except for V.
Okay, then I won't ask you the question anymore.
Because I think we were talking about this amongst ourselves, the hosts. I was approaching high shard cap, and I thought that almost every single person in this wave is pretty good.
Except Vivi.
That reminds me for our Twitch viewers right now. So I have only awakened 6 characters total. So 1 of each crystal type. But I am getting close to the green cap. And so I am going to ask tonight our listening audience to vote on who I should use green crystals on. The choices are Ace or I guess Preesh. Are the 2 choices. So should I awaken Ace, who I don't have his weapons, but he's on the Kate Sith banner, or should I awaken Preesh, who I have her weapons, but they're not max limit broke? So you let me know which green crystals I should. Is Gilgamesh green crystals?
Yeah, Gilgamesh is green as well. I had the same problem. I think I have more green than anything else, and I'm going Preesh. But also, so Broadway Saiyan said in chat, passive is his greatest gift to Edgar. So to bring up his passive is that when the enemy is debuffed, he gets plus 40% to attack and max brave. But I still don't think most people are going to use him on non-machine enemies until his X comes out, and we'll talk about it when it does.
All right, Laguna.
I love Laguna.
What's new with the Laguna?
I think Laguna may be one of the best, although I haven't awoken him because blue crystals, stupid blue crystals. And I have Laguna fully max limit broke, ready to go. I love Final Fantasy. It's my favorite Final Fantasy. But again, blue crystals. But I do actually have enough. We do have enough. I could probably do it. But Laguna becomes much better. I mean, very like everything he needs to be done is done. He does more damage. His debuffs are even better. He gets some party brave. He gets party buffs. So yeah, and I actually have been using him unawakened, and he's fun to use unawakened. Very truthfully, I've always liked Laguna in this game, and yeah, I think he gets a lot better with his awakening. If you are just floating in blue crystals because you didn't awaken Cloud, Tidus, who else is in there? Zidane, Krille, or waiting on Kate. So yeah, you can do him. He's a really good option.
Yeah.
Is that good enough, or do you want me to get detailed?
No, it's good. I'm just adding slightly, 1 or 2 sentences here, which is basically, I think he's considered the best debuffer, right? The only, because he's awakened. Lilith said is not
awakened, right?
Right, and I mean, it's AOE Tidus basically. Let's see what we're up against, because a lot of enemies recently have been pretty immune to these debuffs, but he is buffing, AoE buffing and debuffing and brave shaving right now. So he's a pretty solid option.
Yeah. All right. Notwithstanding the amount of crystals you have, awaken or don't awaken Laguna? I guess the answer is yes.
I think he's worthwhile to win. I'm not sure that question is particularly relevant. I mean, I'm kind of having trouble with the question because it's always going to be based on our crystals, right? And it's always going to be based,
No, but I mean, like for example, on the last waves, there were characters. Yeah, well, maybe you're right. My question was more on the last wave. There were characters that even though they were awakened, even if you had unlimited crystals, they were still garbage. So
Yeah, right. So okay, given that, like if we had unlimited crystals, I think everyone in this wave, including Laguna, is a good person to awaken.
Okay. Prish.
I don't think you can make a mistake doing blue crystals. Like
Well,
I think every
no,
blue
right. I mean, if you have their gear, like I have all of Titus's gear. I haven't awakened him either. That's my other issue. So
Because blue crystals.
Because I was waiting for Kate. Hashtag wait for Kate.
All right, Prish.
Yeah, so it's looking like people are saying that I should awaken Preesh, and she is pretty good. So she gets, she's not perfect, right? She's not 100% better than she was. Well, I guess she is 100% better than she was, but she still takes some setup, right? So Preesh is a character that you use one attack, it becomes another attack. The nice thing about her awakening is, and correct me if I'm wrong, both of her secondary attacks become HP attacks at the end. Correct?
yes.
So Howling Fist does an HP attack, right? And
Yes.
Backhand Blow does an HP attack, detonation. So Prish becomes more powerful. She gets attack boosts, max brave boosts. She's really good. The only problem with Prish is she's a character who takes setup, and we're still in this kind of massive, fancy, DPS race with characters like Squall right now. So, in the long run, yeah, I think she doing a good damage. Someone, Commercenary, or no, who was asking? Zyros is asking what artifacts are good for Prish. Have any suggestions?
I haven't personally messed with her.
Attack 108, max brave 330. Probably max
yeah,
brave for
I
Priest,
mean,
right?
you would. Yeah, that's the general,
And she
right?
doesn't.
And then
She doesn't have any special passive ability that gets a 2-star.
right, and then
I just got her gear, so I've not really played with her in the early days when she was so good. Because if you remember, if you've been playing since Priest launched, Priest was awesome for months. Upon her launch, and because we did get her 35 easy.
Manta is saying she caps really easily.
Yeah, I would think so.
Max Brave first. Yeah, I mean, from what I've seen, her potencies are high. She hits really hard, and pretty much the only thing she got from her awakening is HP dumps on her second abilities, like Mark said, and hit harder. So she's the same as ever. I think she's really good, but I don't think she brings anything new to the table. But she's still great. If you need magic or elemental, especially, right, it's right up the alley.
All right, love of my life, Sarah.
Well, I fully awakened Sarah, and she was level 60 the night we did this. I'm not sure that she is as awesome as she would have been last month or 2 months ago, but Sarah is
because of who shined on my darling.
I don't. I mean, so yeah. So what do we say about Sarah, Mino? Did you awaken Sarah? You were planning to, right?
Who, me?
Yeah,
I did. I haven't gotten her to level 60 or tried her out yet, but everyone I've talked to has said the exact same thing as you, which is basically she was very hyped in JP. She released earlier, and she was S tier when she released. Now people are saying in global, she has a lot more competition. Her awakening got delayed, so she's okay, but not top tier as people wanted her to be. And I think Square Enix, or at least Global, really knew what they were doing, switching up the orders and switching up the meta. So I haven't got a chance to take her for a spin, but everyone's saying what you're saying, Mark.
I did. I used her in the Heretics, and I've been using her just here and there. So her one attack, she gets more uses. Wound gets +2, so it's up at 8, and Moonlight gets +1, so it's up at 7. So she has a lot more utility than she did before. Her wound attack is great if it has poison. If you want to work with other characters who take advantage of that, like Thancred, that works really good. And she does that max brave down, which is nice to the one target she wounds. So it poison, and that does a lot of brave damage, but it's not an HP attack. Moonlight is her brave battery. It's a 50% of her attack, I believe. So it's not a huge brave battery, but it's a decent brave battery. And she does give a party attack up and max brave up for 5 turns. So she's the buffer brave battery. She's a support character who, unfortunately, if Kate Sit is coming out close, I think he's going to overshine her, and maybe even Ramza too. I mean, her and Ramza are kind of going against each other. I can't foresee using both of them together, but maybe. And I haven't awoken him either. So,
but I mean, I guess people in chat are still saying she's solid, but
so right now,
right?
Right now, as your attack buffer. So if you want, a physical attack buffer support character, Ramza. If you want a magic attack buffer support character, Sarah. If you want a magic up, physical damage up character, that's Ash, right?
That sounds solid. So, yeah, I agree with that.
So again, Kate Sit comes out, that's going to mess all that up. But for right now, if you want a magic character who is buffing your party, doing brave battery, and can poison, Sarah's great. Ramza, we're going to get to here in a second. And of course, Ash does that nice physical and magic up buff. So
weren't we supposed to get a shot every time Kate Sit was mentioned?
Kate Sit.
Were we?
Kate Sit.
I'll take a shot right now.
So wasted.
Who's next? Who are we talking about?
The all adorable, but I guess not super liked Vivi.
Oh man, I love Vivi. First of all,
take it away then.
I love Vivi. And have you played with Vivi?
In DFFO.
So yeah, no. So
Pierre's like, no, I mean Vivi and DFFO, guys.
No,
a different character. Yeah.
No, the Vivi, the Black Mage, Vivi, Vives, as I like to call him. We go way back.
Double V.
He's dead now. But before that, we went way back. So he gets obviously more powerful. I do not have him awakened, but I do have his gear, and I have been using him unawakened at level 60 and having quite a bit of fun playing with him because he gets this crazy buff, right? His focus got a lot better, and I don't think that had anything to do with. Okay, so it does, but I think he got some upgrades recently too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but if you completely awaken him and you have all of his gear, he basically gets attack up when you use focus. He gets attack up 5, which is the best attack up, and max brave up 5 too, which is the best max brave up.
I think it's the highest in the game right now. 120% attack buff.
Yeah. So for that 4 turns, and if you fully awaken him, fire turns to fire plus, which is then a HP attack. So normal fire is just a fire attack. Fire plus is a huge.
But it's conditional, isn't it?
What do you mean conditional?
The fire plus. I think it like Kree
says you have to use focus.
Oh, okay.
It's not it's only conditional if you use focus. So Vivi's a setup character. You have to use focus, and then you have 4 turns where you get fire plus. And that is a massive fire damage. And believe me, his max brave and attack are insane. So he is doing crazy damage. I brought him against Unawakened. I brought him against the Fire Week mission, and he just destroyed that monster, right? So, Again, I'm not saying Vivi's the greatest character and you should awaken him, but he definitely has his niche because if there's characters who are weak to fire, he's going to do some crazy damage, and he does have setup, but
I mean, I guess, and it is true, he's dealing fire damage out of his ass on every single attack, but isn't his max brave a limiting factor here, especially as we move on, I think. is the big problem.
Again, I'm not saying Vivi's meta breaking. I'm saying I don't.
That's true.
I don't think he's garbage. All right. I think if you have his gear and you like VV, I think you can feel good about awakening him.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I think he has no problem capping without that fire weakness. So I think that fire weakness is overkill. And I think the biggest problem with VV, not to look too far ahead because we talked about that, but Papa Limo is not too far away.
Well, Pop's
and he can do that plus ice and more, right? So he just stomps his.
Yeah, Papa Limo's awakening is ridiculous. So anyway,
midget on midget violence.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to the character that doesn't have any fighting abilities. Well, I mean, that does either brave or HP attacks. That's Ramza.
Ramza. You awakened Ramza, right, Mino?
Yes, and again, I still haven't taken any of these characters on a spin, but I am actually very excited for him on paper. Haven't tried him myself, but on paper, I think he looks pretty.
Yeah, so shout becomes better, and with his shout extend, his HP attack turns into an HP attack plus, which really does help Ramza, right? And his HP attack plus is actually a brave generator, right?
Yes.
It just gives him brave and then does an HP attack. So it's not a physical attack. It's just self-generating brave.
Prishes and lightnings and,
Yeah, so that really helps because, of course, with Ramza, you don't want to use shout, galvanize, shout, galvanize, shout, galvanize. You want to do something in between turns. So to be able to shout, galvanize, and then have a few turns of HP attack, and if you're using shout, it's 8 turns. So that really does help him. And then the galvanize obviously makes the galvanize buffs better. And turns brave attack into brave attack plus. So now he's got a brave attack plus, and his brave attack plus is a brave battery. So that's the kind of selling point for Ramza at the moment. He does become a little bit better. So
yeah, I'm a big fan because I think he's one of the better buffers, not the best yet, but he has a ton of buffs, and I feel like just like Warrior of Light, he's doing multiple things every attack, every turn, right? Like if you do Brave Plus, he's doing some Brave Shave and some Battery. If you do HP Plus, he's battering himself. Every little HP regen here, a little buff there. I feel like you can't go wrong with Ramza. I think he's. Do I want to go out on a limb and say he's my favorite of this Awakening wave? I think I might. I think I just might.
Yes, Broadway Saying is asking, what does galvanize mean? Or wondering what galvanize meant. To galvanize is to inspire or shock. And also, as I think Commercenary said, you can, if you coat something with zinc, you are galvanizing it, which is a different definition. I think the DFFOO galvanize is to inspire or...
without looking at the dictionary, I thought galvanize was to strengthen. I thought was what the word meant. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't spell it.
Always read it.
It's a French word.
I've always read it as a French word.
It is
gargariser, which meant to gargle. So I like to think that he gargles when he does that.
Yeah.
Little mouthwash and there we go. We can fight.
Yes, so that is what galvanize means, to freshen your breath. So
you've learned it here first.
Everyone
spur someone into action is what Webster says. I feel like that is a very accurate definition, right? Because here's some brave. Go do it. I don't know.
So my final thoughts on Awakening 4 is I think every character, if you like them, if you have their gear and you have the crystals, I think every character on this Awakening is a solid choice for now.
I think so too. My winner is Ramza and to a lesser degree Sarah. My losers are Vivi and Edgar, but I love Edgar, so I awakened him anyways. FF6 fan.
I have only awakened Sarah, but I'm going to awaken Preesh afterwards. after the show, and I may still awaken Ramza and still may awaken Laguna. So
on
go
the
all in.
calendar, who's next? Who's on wave 5?
Let me tell you who is on wave 5. Wave 5 in Japan.
Yeah, obviously it can change.
Was Zell. Won't be awakening him. Cyan won't be awakening
See,
him.
that's what I meant earlier
Fujin.
with my question.
There was some love for Fujin on the Twitch, so shout out to Fujin. Tifa, Shadow, and Vincent. So of that wave, my plan would be to awaken Vincent.
Those last 3 are pretty good. I'll do Vincent. I'll do Shadow.
I don't have Tifa or Shadow's weapons or Fujin's weapons or Cell's weapons.
Shadow is actually top tier. Well, we'll see what the timeline looks like, but he has a triple Brave plus HP, which is basically what Vaughn does, but better at this point. The first and only triple Brave HP, and his Brave attack ignores defense. So, like he actually gets Shadow gets a shit ton of love on his awakening. Vincent's really good. I remember Tifa being decent. I'll have to look more into it. But Pierre, you didn't answer us. Who did you awaken this wave?
Yeah, fancy pants.
Don't think you can sit out of our conversations.
No one.
No one.
I mean, everyone is level 51. Well, see, here's this thing. I've talked about this before. It's nothing new. I have how do you call it? Expense anxiety. I'm afraid of awakening the wrong character, so when the first wave hit, I was awakening like left and right and putting, and I mean the last character I've awakened was Tidus when I got Izzy X, and then Squall. But in this wave, I'm just not sure. So I'm probably going to wait until I tackle the heretics and take it from there, depending on what I need.
I mean, are you near cap, though? Yeah, are you near cap for high shards?
How many characters have you awakened thus far?
Thus far, let's see.
I mean, my problem is I've only awakened 6 characters.
I have 5. Warrior of Light, Cloud, Terra, Squall, and Tidus.
Interesting.
I have Shantoto at 57. Bartz, Lightning, and Selfie at 55. Waishdola at 52. Probably like I got a stroke and hit something.
Accidentally.
And everybody else that can be 51 is 51.
You gotta be close to cap, right? For your high shards?
Well, he partially awoke a few folks, so that helps.
Yeah, I've got 825 red crystals.
You gotta spend that. You're going to cap this event if you don't spend that.
Well, the worst thing, I mean, I can't lose them. It's just going to tell them, nope, you can't buy them. So, yeah. And then I'll spend them, and then I'll panic, and I'll regret, and yeah. So, yeah, that's... Right. But I had the same thing with FFRK. I mean, it's not different.
Yeah.
When I start thinking too much, I just end up doing nothing. Presented with too many options, I choose none. That's what it is.
Analysis paralysis.
Since Mino said that Kate Sith is garbage, and we were not even going to get him in global, I'm just going to use all my blue shards. So that's what I heard him say. I don't know what you all heard, but
if it makes any difference, I think so. V Power, the oldest JP player we know, he said by the end of the 60 era, he was able to awaken every character except for 1 or 2. So,
oh wow,
I don't think you should hold on that tightly. Eventually, there's like only 1 or 2 you can't. Who's that? That's like Yuffie and Saz, maybe.
Is there a 5th type of shard for level 70 awakenings?
Yes, of course.
Okay. Yay, new shards. Oh, so with these awakenings came some event, which
before
apparently
that, I think you wanted to plug Kreese overview, which we're gonna put in the show notes.
I did share that on. I shared that in Twitch, but yes, here is Kreese's overview of Awakenings Part 4. I will share that again in the Twitch chat. It is excellent. I encourage you to read it. It has all the numbers that you wouldn't let me read on air. Yeah, no, you can check all that out. It is really good. He put a lot of work into that, and we appreciate him for that.
There, I just fully broke out Awaken Onion Knight. Are you guys
nice?
happy?
Woohoo!
I would awaken Onion Knight if I had the shards.
I'm kidding.
You.
I was expecting you guys to give me some.
No.
Who else have
So
you spent
supportive.
red? Who else have you spent red shards on? Because I have 780 red shards.
Wait, really? So let me see. So I have
Did you
Vaughn and
awaken
Edgar
Alice
for
A?
sure.
Actually, no
Oh,
one.
you awakened Edgar.
Vaughn
Like,
and Edgar.
I might awaken Onion Knight. I think I have both of Onion Knight's weapons.
I've actually not spent red crystals on anyone besides the 51 thing. So that's why I have so many.
You got to have more than me at that point.
No, because I didn't beat all of the
Oh yeah.
certain stuff, and I didn't
You
do
don't-
the
you don't
last
have-
chapters in the
you don't have
first
all-
week, and
You don't have all of the
Nope.
crystals like I
Nope.
do. Yeah.
not a
Yes.
hardcore guy.
Yes, Alice is I could awaken Alice or Onion Knight. I have all their gear. So
All right,
Now-
let's move on to the Heretic Quest because we're already an hour and
Yeah.
10 into this.
oh well, it's good stuff. It's good stuff.
So, Mark, we're just gonna
I-
give you the mic and let you
I
try.
apparently I'm the only one that did these.
Yes, please walk us through it.
I am not going to walk you through Magic and Power Chasm because those are level 40 difficulty, and I'm pretty sure if you need help with those, you should probably build up your team a little bit more because you're probably going in with like level 40 characters and you don't have their gear, and yeah. But if you need help with that, you can come to Discord and we'd be happy to help you. So I'm going to talk about Power and Magic Chasm.
Had it been like 10 minutes already that we
Rising.
haven't mentioned the Discord?
Rising. Yeah. Just wanted to make sure that we mentioned that again. So, so if you don't remember, because it's been a while since we had a Heretic event or a Power and Magic Chasm Rising event, you can bring in the synergy characters, so the 6 Awakened characters plus the 2 EX characters, Yustola and Zidane, and you can use them as much as you want. But if you bring another character, like for example, I brought Cloud into Power Chasm, you can't bring Cloud again for the next 4 until you get to the final. So the very final one, you can bring whoever you want, but you have to get to unlock that final one, you have to get perfect, which means you have to get all of the mission conditions and the high score. And you have to do that for the first 4 to unlock the level 90. So I'm just going to quickly go through the first 4 rounds, and then I'll tell you what I did for round 5. And hopefully you figured out something too. A lot of people have not had any problems with this. So round 1 is Power, and the boss is a Merilith, weak to melee, ranged, and ice, resist fire. So don't use a Freet like I did 2 times in a row. I'm like, oh, why am I using a Freet? But I did, and anyway, it was fine. If you use another thing, it will probably be better. I brought Zidane, Laguna, and Ramza, all level 51, crystal strength 51, and beat it. Perfect. So be careful not to use all your best non-synergy melee characters because you're going to need them for the second round. Make sure to kill the robot. I forget even what it's called because it won't let me look and see what it's called. Kill the robot before the wave cannon because that's an HP attack and you're not going to get the under 3,000 HP score requirement, and kill the Merilith before it uses rising swords. So it kind of preps before that, so you should know when it's going to hit. And if you do that, and you should be able to do that nicely. You'll do that.
After the Heretics, just we got to talk about the EX for Mary and Zidane.
Yeah,
we skipped those. I'm sorry. I'm a bad host. I can't read.
Yeah. Round 2 is melee, and that's Tiamat, weak to melee earth and immune to debuffs. Tiamat's first attack, this is important, is called Maelstrom, and it removes all party buffs. So make sure that you either kill it like I did before it acts, or rebuff after it attacks. It doesn't really do any damage. I think it brings everyone down to 1 brave, and it removes all of your active buffs. I brought Squall, Titus, and Ramza. My Titus he's not fully limit broke, not fully awakened. Rams is not fully awakened. Squall is, of course, and was able to do it. Round 3, Magic, the Kraken. Weak to Magic and Holy, resist speed down. Woohoo! I brought Terra, Sarah, and Ash. Terra, Sarah, and Ash. Again, Terra and Sarah are awakened. Ash is not awakened, and killed the Kraken before it acted with Bahamut. It was pretty horrible. I brought Squall for the mobs, and even with their resistance to melee, Squall tore through the mobs. And yeah, Terra and Sarah, just with Ash's buffs, it was horrifying. That poor Kraken, I think I killed it in the summon. Yeah, it was pretty terrifying for him. Round 4, this is fun. We have ranged and fire weakness, and the boss is 2 liches, or 2 lich. I don't know what the plural of lich is. Lichies.
Licho. Liches. I'm going to go with liches.
Yeah, weak to fire, ranged, resist dark. So don't bring Cecil, or don't bring Waka thinking Waka does dark damage, but he doesn't. So don't worry about that. I brought Selfie because why not? Laguna, who is not fully awakened, and Vivi. You damn straight I brought Vivi. And he just destroyed those leeches. Leeches? Like
leeches.
Destroyed those leeches. That yeah, what's that dessert? Anyway, I brought Afreet, of course, and Friend Squall. The 2 birds were probably more challenging than the 2 liches, so you might want to save your summon for the birds and then power through, save your friend summon for the 2 birds. So if you bring Squall, save Squall for the birds and just power through those first couple waves of mobs. So again, I hope that helps anybody who's looking for advice on those 4 rounds. Again, I tried to use some different characters. I didn't use all my best Awakened characters. I used level 50, 51 characters. So they do have their gear, but I hope that gives you some hope that you should be able to do this. So going to the level 90, Magic Power and Magic Chasm Rising. Wave 1 is a Merilith and 2 bombs. Wave 2 is Tiamat. Wave 3 is Kraken. Wave 4 is 2 liches. I can go over quickly what they do. Of course, the first is weak to melee, ranged, and ice. The second is weak to melee and earth. The third is weak to magic and holy. The fourth are weak to ranged and fire this time around. It took me 9 turns to beat the Merilith, 17 turns to beat the Tiamat, 33 turns to beat Kraken, and that's where I stalled. I stalled at the Kraken, and I killed the Lich. As soon as I got to the last wave, I summoned Afreet, and I killed both Liches before the summon was ended. So that only took 1 turn. So I beat it in 34 turns, my first run through. I brought Squall, Sarah, and Selfie with Afreet and a friend Squall. I brought my friend Squall in wave 1. Reapply the buffs after Tiamat uses Maelstrom. Killed both the Liches during 1 summon. My total score was 143, 403, 34 turns, 2 breaks. I did stall in round 3, so I think that could have been higher, and I have seen much, much higher. I think Squall, Noctis, Selfie seems to be kind of the ace team. I've seen like 175. I don't think I've seen 200,000, but I'm sure there's somebody out there who does that. So yeah, again, if you need some help with that, I think we'd be happy to help you out. But it's one of those things that, yeah, if you have the characters, if you have some Awakened characters, if you have some EX weapons, you're probably going to be able to take care of this without much of a challenge. But I felt like I was able to use enough of the different characters unawakened that if I did use a few of these characters awakened, I could have used them effectively as well. So
to add to pull my weight and add some color commentary, because I have not experienced this at all, and I'm 100% relying on Mark, is apparently, although this is an easy, would you say this is the easiest heretic we've had so?
Yeah, I mean, it only took me 1 attempt, so
right. So I would say that we were grousing in our Discord. Some people were saying, "Oh, this is a very easy heretic," and of course the Discord. But we were also talking about on Reddit. There's a appreciation thread going on right now saying this is the best heretic yet because they feel like it's the most balanced. So I mean, I think they might have hit a sweet spot for the general populace. And also, I think even veterans are saying the ones that didn't want to awaken anyone in this wave are appreciative that they can use 12 different characters because of the lockout. Like veterans coming in with a developed backlog of characters can use all those characters. We have some people in our chat right now saying they used Sephiroth, an old school non-awakened character to clear, and or Yang or Yang or whatever, however you want to pronounce. I'm going by the DS pronunciation, but yeah, old characters that are really getting it done. So I think even though some people are saying it's too easy, I think DFFO is finding its stride. This plus the Gilgamesh event changes are making a lot of people happy. And like Macnell said, if you're too hardcore and you're just clearing everything with ease and destroying everything, that's one thing. But most people who don't do that, or newcomers, are finding this to be the perfect balance to encourage using different characters. And I think I also told Mark, for the first time in forever, for the Gilgamesh EX event, I actually wanted to experiment with different team comps. And I think that really says something special.
I thought you were going to sing the rest of that song from Frozen. That sounds like a great parody you want to do over the weekend. TSD Loner says, I used Kuja on the Magic one. One Wing Devil says, got to use Zach and Sephiroth. Dropman says, my favorite event so far. So Macnell says the variety here is really refreshing. Yeah, so I mean, seems like people are pretty positive about the Heretic event. I happy to beat it, right?
Maybe we'll reach a point where we can all just play our favorite characters instead of worrying about a meta.
How wouldn't that be great?
Like, right? So maybe this is the right direction. Even if hardcore characters are complaining about ease, this might be the right direction.
It's understandable that the events, the character events, are going to be themed around the new character. That is absolutely understandable. But what I do like about the Heretics, and especially this one, is that it finally lets you be you. It finally lets you take, because a lot of people will pull in character not that are like super number one meta, respect everything. They're going to pull on character they like, and it's finally their chance to use them, and I think that's great.
Yeah, exactly. Like you said, Heretics, I think, were designed so you have to use the new characters, but this way it's either use the new characters or it rewards veterans for collecting a bunch of old characters.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool. So EXs?
Well, let's take a step back to the outline and talk about the two EXs that were introduced with the Wave 4 of Awakening. The first one is the Monkey Boy EX for Zidane, which is called Exploda, which grants EX ability booster 8.
Zidane is known for his Exploda. That's all I'm going to say about that. So he gets a launch. That's exciting. And it's super duper slow, right? Isn't this like super duper slow?
I think it's either again, I've been drinking for an hour now and I don't have any material. Pierre's shaking his head disapprovingly, but
no, I'm not disapproving. It's I'm still referring to the drinking game where we're supposed to drink something whenever you say you're not prepared or you don't have it in front of you.
100. Whoever said that, I think it was fucking Manta or Macnol. They're 100% right. This is the part where facts and stuff and accuracy don't mean anything to me, so I'm just gonna talk out of my ass. So, anyways, I think Zidane's EX charge is either the same or slightly faster than Cecil's, which means about 4 or 5 ability uses before a charge. And that might seem long, but I want to say Zidane also steals a lot of turns, right? Because I think if you have him fully upgraded, all of his abilities are
super fast,
low action delay, and he not only buffs his own speed, but debuffs the enemy's speed as well. So yes, it takes a lot of turns, but you're probably still going to see his EX more often than, say, Cecil, or who's another slow one we have right now?
Yeah, some other slow one.
Terra?
Oh, yeah, Terra. Yeah, probably
Terra's
see it just as much
slowest,
as Terra.
It gives Zidane another Brave plus HP attack. It gives him a launch, which is awesome, and it also gives him the 6 turns max Brave up, like 5, but the really good max Brave up boost. So, I mean, it's not going to hurt Zidane at all, and with his other abilities, it's a good, just like Terra's doesn't hurt Terra. It may not be the best EX weapon ever, but it's certainly not the worst EX weapon, and it's going to make Zidane a lot better if you have it. So, yeah. Kreese is saying he was getting over 20,000 Brave with synergy. So,
yeah, and I'm gonna quote Money Sell Good on Reddit right here. He said, with Zidane's speed, he's actually almost a more ideal launcher than, because Cloud and Cecil are slow as balls. So getting them to be in front of their other 2 teammates it's torture. But Zidane, even though it's not up as often, he can speed himself up in front of his teammates. So that's always a plus.
All right, now let's move on to Mary, aka Weishtola, with a mirror, which grants the EX ability Pulse of Life, which
grants the EX ability does everything.
Yeah, I agree.
It does everything.
The list is very long. Let's see. So it says revives fallen allies, recover party HP based on Weishtola max HP, grants brave regen. It's just nuts.
And regenerates her abilities.
Yeah, sure. Because why not?
And her HP attack becomes HP attack plus.
To quote a lot of veterans of this game, JP veterans who really know this game, this is an amazing EX weapon on a mediocre character.
So is it an attempt to bring Weishtola to the ball game, or will that EX not be enough to?
It is talking about speed. It is slow minus. Right?
It's this. I think it's officially even JP that's almost a year ahead. I think Weishtola EX is still the slowest period.
Right. If you're in a battle where 2 of your teammates are dead, I mean it's not going real good anyway. So it can take some time. It's like 140 rounds. Vaughn is dead. Zidane is dead.
Did you want to go through all the buffs it gives, guys?
It's great. It's a really nice friend EX though, right? I mean, even without the your characters died and you want to resurrect them.
So it's a good EX that you don't want to invest on, but you hope some of your friends will have invested on and that you'll be able to take advantage of.
I think
I still don't think I would ever use it, honestly. I don't know.
Yeah, it's going to have to be the right kind of. Yeah.
All right.
But so do you want to list all the things it gives?
Didn't we just do that?
Yeah, we kind of did.
Okay. Oh, no, did we do the specific percentages and stuff? Okay,
no,
that's my fault.
I didn't.
Okay, good. I'm not going crazy.
Says Mr. TLDR. Okay, did you want to list all the details?
Exactly. You didn't let me talk about percentages. Now we're going to talk about percentages all of a sudden. It does 5 billion% damage and gives all of your characters max brave 1 billion.
Yeah, if you survive 200 turns, it's a kill button. There we go.
You win. Did anybody listening get Weishtola's EX, and do you love it?
Yeah.
And give us your friend code.
I have one in my friend list.
The argument is always, I think this goes way back to MMO times, is if you need a revive, you're doing things wrong. And so I think that's why a lot of people don't want to bring it.
So shout out to Sefrin, my good friend, who has their Y'shtola fully maxed with the EX. So, go track them down.
I just got a notification on my Twitch screen. It says that we have reached a new achievement. It's called People Know Me. Have 50 viewers at the same time. We've hit that today, people.
Yay!
Slightly past 50. I never know what our new high is because
So here's the next achievement we're close. So we have get 20 people chatting at the same time, get 25 people chatting at the same time. So people get on those keyboards.
Start chatting, damn it.
So, and then it says, yeah, we're on our way to affiliate, but I guess we're not really going to hit that because we'd have to stream on 7 different days.
What?
So.
But I don't think any of us hosts got any of these new EXs, right?
No.
I spent like 15 tickets on each, and then I gave up.
Shout out to
not for lack of trying.
Save Me Please on our Discord, who has currently 6 of the 9 EXs. That son of a bitch. I hate him so much. I have 2,
so,
I think.
Yeah. I got 4, so that's nice.
Oh my god, I did not know that. I hate you too now, Mark.
How much?
Pierre, please tell me you're please tell me you have 2 as well.
Yeah, I have 2. I have Squall and Titus.
You got better ones than I do, so we're.
I have I have Cloud, Terra, Squall, and Titus. Yeah.
So I was going to pull, but I can't pull anymore. So.
I mean, you can pull. We never even decided on a punishment.
If you think I'm going to lose to you,
I feel like we should decide on like what happens to the loser and the winner. Like, what are the stakes here, Pierre?
You have to sell your best EX weapon.
See, I was going to say like a $25 iTunes gift card, but if you win, if you win, the exchange rate is not on my side here.
I'm gonna lose. I told you exactly what I'm gonna pull. Realm Banner. If you can hold out past the Realm Banner, you win. I'm telling you exactly when I'm.
But it's a hard choice because I'm just as much a sucker for Final Fantasy VI as you are. So.
Wait, really? You are? I didn't know this about you, Pierre.
Hey, there's a question on Reddit. It says, "Is this the same, the real Mino spell god from Reddit?" By the way.
Oh, that's Shara. He's fucking troll. Don't ever listen to anything Shara said. He got fired as a Discord mod. Nothing he says holds any weight. You guys should just PM him like dick pics or something on Discord.
I will try to avoid that. I might have like a political career in 20 years, and it would come back to haunt me. All right, so I think we're at the point to talk about discussions. Is that correct?
Sure.
Yes.
Tips and tricks for new players, and I think that was a discussion suggestion from Red Cane 243 on our Discord channel, which, by the way, is getting mad new joins tonight.
Yeah. Do we have a Discord channel, you say?
I think we do.
That's really awesome. I encourage people to, check that Discord channel out. That's interesting. I didn't know that we had one of those. I'm just going to pop that down there. You can join us on Discord. So you can click either of those links. Yeah. So, I didn't necessarily write up anything for like tips and tricks for new players. I will say a couple things. I think this is a game where you can catch up pretty well, depending on what banner is active when you start.
Well, to add to this, as we were talking, I started working on the whole. Hello, Macnell wife, who just started watching. He wanted us to shout out. Anyway, as you know, I just started data mining this, so I brought out the old Android phone that I was using for FFRK, and boy, with all the rewards that came with the holiday period, the Portal app, Everything
Yeah.
else, there is not a better time to join. I literally had to click through so many gifts on that new account. Like, I would imagine actually a new player being overwhelmed, like high shards. What am I supposed to do with that? And like
Yeah.
armor tokens, and you just get so many gems all at once. Seriously, I don't think there's a better time to start playing this.
Kate Sith, when he comes out, best time to start.
Yeah.
No,
Well,
because
that's a
you
great.
won't have as many gems and high shards and everything available.
That's
Well, yeah,
fair.
but you'll keep getting them. But yeah, I mean that's again. So as long as there's a good banner, we just have. Do we still have the selfie squall banner? So we still have that banner. So I mean, if you're starting to play, you have the selfie squall banner. That's a great banner. It's got 2 really powerful characters in it. I don't think we have that banner live anymore. But the awakening banners are good banners. And you get a whole bunch of gems and a whole bunch of tickets early on, mostly gems. So you get a whole bunch of polls. If you can invest in a few characters to get you through the major content, I've seen a lot of people who, and this is with a lot of mobile games, including other ones that I play. A lot of people, they'll go on Reddit or they'll join a Discord or they'll watch streamers or they'll watch, YouTube. And they'll try to do all of the events. Like they'll try to take on the heretics right now instead of saying, oh, let me complete chapter 11. Let me do all of the hard mode. Let me do all of the lost, because it's a lot of content. And so the one streamer we were talking about earlier who just started, there's a lot of content, right? And so I think that was his stream, his Twitch is EID310. So I think his observation was, wow, there's a lot of content. And there is. The nice part of it, if you follow the content, and I think that's, if you start playing the game, you just need to work on the content. Do a few banner draws, get a few characters that are pretty good, level them as much as you can. But at the end of the day, work through all of the chapters, work through all the lost chapters, do all the hard mode, and you're going to build up such a stockpile of stuff. You're going to be able to save for a better banner if there's not a good banner out, or some of your favorite characters if that's the way you want to go. So
I don't think that's the kind of game where you really need to consider even re-rolling if your first 3 draws are not great. I mean, we've said this so many times, for free-to-play game, there are so many gems being thrown at you all the time and tickets that you'll get good stuff at some point. So
yeah,
do not despair and do not be overwhelmed by the quantity, all of the content that you have ahead of you. So
yeah. Macnell says on Twitch, I created a new account to test this last Friday. By Tuesday, I already had MLB Selfie, MLB Squall with EX. Yep. Yeah.
all right, where are we at? Question of the week: who are you pulling for? Everybody, take your shot glasses and be on the ready.
Yeah. So we yeah. So we posted to Reddit this question, and you can check us out. I generally try to post under Rev HP a question on Reddit every week for this. So we did post. We got over 250 responses. I was surprised. Yes, many responses were #wait for Kate. I'm gonna put it in here. #wait for Kate. In Twitch, just so we're all clear what the #wait for Kate is. That's what it is. I'm not a millennial, but I'm going to pretend like I am and know what that means.
Do it like you own it.
Yeah, so no, that's like probably some weird gang sign. I don't know what I'm doing. Anyway, a lot of wait for Kate's, but I was surprised with how many people were saying, I'm going to pass Kate. I'm not interested. I don't think we're going to need him. A lot of love for Realm. I know Mino's looking forward to Realm. There were people looking ahead. I saw someone saying, I'm not going to do anything until I don't even remember what it is, but it was way down the line, like Vaughn or Vane, excuse me, not Vaughn, Vane. Why do you have two characters in the same game with such similar names? That's Vane.
It's like Sora and Roxas, which is
man. X. Are you saying Vane, Solidor, and Vaughn are the same guy?
I'm saying maybe they're foils, Mark.
So how did we get Zidane and Kuja? How did that work out? I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I was surprised with how many people were looking ahead. They were thinking, I'm going to pull for Von EX, or I want to pull for this EX, that EX. So, hey, if you guys want to tell us in Twitch right now who you're pulling for, who you're looking forward to, let us know. Mino's just talking in Twitch right now. So
remember my motto. Don't hold on too long. You might be dead in a month.
Yeah. Commercenary says Kate Renoa, #waifu. Quistis, love her too. Vane, those are the meta breakers. So yeah, Renoa and Quistis are two of my favorite characters. Anyway. Yeah, TSD Loner says Agrius, which is a lot of people love Agrius from Final Fantasy Tactics. So yeah. Yeah.
All right. Do we have a question for next week to get the people prepared mentally?
No. Do you have one?
we need to think of these before we start the stream from now. But I wanted to say for the new player primer, I think that's a perfect topic for the anniversary episode, guys. Yeah. Apparently. If we keep our schedule, we will be going on the anniversary, right? Is it January 31st?
Right.
That's right?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
So we should do a super special plus-sized episode or something.
And it's going to be our 40th episode.
Oh no. Perfect.
Not to it, top nef. Yeah, it's going to be our 40th episode.
24-hour podcast.
I say on that day we do a real longer pre-show or something.
I'm busy that day. I don't think I can.
If
we've proven last week we can do very fine without you for the first 30 minutes.
Oh wow! I'm gonna start a GoFundMe for a webcam so people can finally see my face. That should be a anniversary topic.
I want to mention for the first 30 minutes.
How did you land that last week, Pierre?
Dude, this is so funny. So fun. Last week, I was like, are we sure we want to go without Mark? And Pierre's like, yeah, I'm pumped. Let's do it. And then we both got drunk.
No, I said, we got our most viewers. Let's do it. You got it the wrong way.
And we got our most viewers ever. And Pierre is like, are we sure we need Mark? We got our most viewers without Mark? No, I'm just
I
kidding.
said, we got all of these viewers without showing tits or cleavage. These were my exact words.
That's true.
We love you, Mark. No, seriously, you're the organization. It goes Pierre's the glue, the heart and the soul. He organizes everything and keeps us on track. Mark does all the analytical work and the preparation. Mark does all the outlines for the show every week, guys. And I'm the color commentary. I will gladly accept. I'm putting it as my Reddit flair right now.
Mino just shows up. We're just happy to have him.
He's not even exaggerating. I really do just show up and talk.
You bring life to the Discord server.
Yeah.
Oh.
There we go. All right. Upcoming events. So Realm should be coming in about 10 days. Then we have Cater and Erit that are confirmed in the data files. These are coming. For everything else, there's MasterCard and there's not much information in the game files at this very moment.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. If we don't have, if we don't have Cater Lost Chapter drop on Sunday, and we're talking 10 days until another event, that's going to be a long 10 days.
Oh, there's no way. So. There's no way.
Yeah, no way. I think the longest gap they've ever had in an update for global is a week and a half, and people rioted. I forgot when that was. It was in the fall sometime. People fucking rioted.
Yep.
So,
but it could be a while before we see Kate, but we don't know.
Oh yeah, somebody told us the correct pronunciation of Kate
right.
Sith that we should learn eventually.
No,
I promise I'll get it right when he comes out. Maybe.
I don't know. I don't.
But now,
I investigated that. I have looked at that. They may be correct in like because of the Celtic connections to Final Fantasy VII, right? There's a lot of Celtic kind of so they are most likely correct, but nowhere in any of the anything that's ever been done is it pronounced any other way.
Wait, did they ever say Kate Sith's name in any of the movies or the spin-offs?
Did they ever care about him? Indeed.
I'll look it up. I'll get it right. I'm really big on the pronunciations, like Yang instead of Yang or whatever. But I'll get in. But right now, I can't burst Mark's wait for Kate hashtag.
Wait for Kate.
We've been
we've been
promoting that too much for it to fail now.
Wait for Cat doesn't make any,
Wet for Cat. Is that what you want us to change it to? Because that's not. It's not the same thing, guys.
Oh, it's almost 10 o'clock. My time zone.
I didn't even realize what I said.
All right. Any more parting words before this goes more down the hill than it is already going?
I'd like to thank my co-host Pierre for not drinking this week, so I could drink this. I think we're switching off because
no, my wife cut me off.
Oh well, good. That's good for you. This is a mistake again. If future me, when you listen to this recording, don't drink again.
Future me. All right, Mark. Anything?
I can't recover from Wet for Cat. I think that's it. Yeah, show. Show's over, folks.
We're done. No,
we're done.
All right, so that was episode 37 of the Crystal Chronicles, your official, unofficial Dissidia Final Fantasy podcast. Remember to look at our website, tccpodcast.com, for all of our social media links, our Discord server link, everything else. If you have comments, questions, apple pie recipes. I've been saying that for 97 episodes, including season 1. One of these days, I'll get a freaking apple pie recipe in email. You can send those to kupo at tccpodcast.com. My name is Pierre. I was with Mark and Mino. We wish you a good evening, and we'll see you next week on Thursday, live on twitch.tv/The Crystal Chronicles at 9 p.m. Eastern Time for another episode of this great podcast. With that said, have a good one and see you next week.